Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome to this February 19th edition of, a video communique from my office. JD and I are taking turns in talking to you. We hope that these are actually beneficial opportunities for you to connect with us here at the church. I don't know about you. Well, maybe I do know about you, but I, for one, am getting very tired of COVID. For almost a year now, and it's getting on a year, COVID has been everywhere, in all places, at all times. COVID, COVID, COVID. I'm tired of the 24-hour news cycles. I'm tired about news of variants. There actually are over 4,000 of them, I understand. I'm tired of discouraging reports. Even in the midst of optimism, it almost seems like the media is looking for something to say negative about the future, even though for the most part it does look optimistic. I'm tired about not knowing the truth about things and wondering what are accurate facts and what are not. I'm tired of political spin. I'm tired of inequitable health orders, that you can go to a bar, but you can't come to worship. So I'm getting weary, as undoubtedly you are as well. And yet the scriptures talk about the fact that as believers we should rejoice always, that our attitudes should be one of thanksgiving and gratitude and praise, and our hearts should be filled with joy. We'll be talking about that again on Sunday. Now, why is that? Well, we do know in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, that it says that all things work together for good to those who love God and to those who are called according to his purpose. And so I started asking myself, as I ask you, what good is coming out of this? It just seems bad and more discouragement, more negativity. But the Bible says God works all things together for good. I'm reminded of Paul in the Philippian jail, where it seemed to be a very negative circumstance. In a Roman jail, where he's writing the prison epistles, and it seems to be a very negative circumstance. But then in his letter to the Philippians, he says that all things, the fact that he is in prison, have actually worked out for the furtherance of the advance of the gospel, so that even into Caesar's household, there's an awareness now of why he is in chains. Paul seemed to suggest that even in situations bad, God was working his good purposes. And so I ask, what good is in this? What good is in the COVID pandemic? And I would say, as I've thought about this over the last weeks, that I think one of the very good things that have come out of this is the appreciation that I have gained, and in talking to others, that others have also gained, an appreciation, increased appreciation for the requirement of the church, the need for the church, our longing to be together, and the essential nature of worship for believers. If anything, this has heightened that desire within those who know the Lord to be together, and we realize how important a thing this is. I think this is a distinguishing mark. As I heard the other day from a very influential preacher in my life, as I listened to him on the podcasts, the distinguishing mark, I think, between Christians and non-Christians. Believers are marked by the fact that they want to be with other believers, that they want to get together, that they want to worship God. And unbelievers couldn't give a rip. Doesn't matter to them at all. And so I ask you, as I ask myself, is this my desire? Do I present this as a mark of my faith, my desire to be with the church, to worship the Lord together? This is, I think, the reason that we are shut down. Because political authorities do not understand this at all. There is no spiritual grasp in terms of what is taking place here. They simply don't and can't understand what we know, what we experience, and what we desire. They don't grasp why this is so important to us, for they only see through a secular lens. We see through a very different pair of glasses. And so I, along with many of you, I'm sure, look forward with great anticipation to the day that we can be together again, that we as a church can come and we can worship and we can have fellowship. Oh, if we need to do it safely, we will do it as safely as we need to. But we realize the imperative nature of gathering as a church. And we long for this. We long for the day that we can ascribe to the Lord, that we can ascribe to the Lord glory and strength, and we can ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. And we long for the day that we can worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness as the people of God. Yes, the church is an essential service. Worship is an essential element of the believer's life, essential for the people of God, even more essential than Costco.